So with the advent of AI in the Maximo application suite, one of the significant announcements in the 9 series product is that it's going to be able to quickly generate FMEAs. And this is it's always a stir, right? Because anytime you can do something, kind of automatically, it's always of interest. But you really have two different camps on this, and it's let's say the technician side versus the reliability side. And yes, I know there's overlap. There are people that sit in both camps, right? But for a moment, let's talk about the difference and how the perception is different. So from a general maintenance perspective, the idea that you could very quickly tell me what my failure modes are and what the effect is going to be sounds great. I love it. I'm all in. I'll take the help. Give it to me. Then from a reliability practitioner perspective, you're thinking, well, I can probably tell you what the failure modes are. I know what the asset is, but how do I know what the effect is? Or how do I know what the effect is beyond timeline to repair and maybe cost to repair on average? I can give you an average timeline and cost, but how can I tell you anything more than that? And this comes back to the foundation of how we train industrial AI. And that is, we have to give it context in the form of an industrial process or a use case. And then with that, suddenly that failure mode gains some context, and its impact starts to be understood by AI. So when we look at Maximo and the application suite as it stands, the truth of the matter is there's no context in there. It's just another wheel, just another pump, just another whatever it is. I have no idea. A light bulb's a light bulb. I don't know if it's in the bathroom, it's an office, the hallway, outside. I don't know if it's critical to curing a product. I have no idea. So we got to give it the context. We got to give it some process understanding. And once we do that, then the system can absolutely start to generate some valuable FMEA data. Now that's pretty cool there. So if we're looking at leveraging that FMEA capability within the MAS 9 suite, we need to immediately look at what's it going to take to scientifically, programmatically define our processes and use cases, such that when an asset drops into a given position on that process within that use case, I know what the operational context is, I understand what the operational expectations are, and therefore I can give you a realistic view of what a failure mode will generate in terms of negative effects on that process or use case. It's always deep water. It's a little bit challenging because if you are running through Maximo in your head because you've been in it and you're going, well, where do I put that? The answer is, yeah, it's not in there. And if you're wondering, okay, well, I'm looking at Maximo, how would I do this? Well, there's not a screen for it out of box. So that's something that we have built because we've recognized this problem. and it's built based upon RCM principles, reliability principles, and RCM as really the core, bringing in other practices like root cause analysis, FMEA, and such, and allowing you to define that process so that you can then use that as a backdrop for FMEA and all the other AI type activities in there. This is, it's complex. But at the end of the day, what it does is it allows us to make massive leaps forward in terms of what we are able to do without human involvement. And that's really where the savings comes in. That's where the benefit comes in, because it's reducing our time to repair. It's reducing our time to determine if an action is required on something that looks like it might be failing. And it's also going to uncover hidden issues that we just didn't think of directly as the human. So it's going to be incredibly powerful. It's going to take time to fully flesh this out in all scenarios, but what we're seeing already is tremendous improvement in maintenance accuracy, reaction time, and the mean time to repair. And then follow-on result, the mean time between failure improves as well. So probably thinking, hey, this is a lot, wondering how this applies to me. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help. Reach out, give us a call, drop us an email, sales@banetti.com. Like, subscribe. Let's talk about this stuff. Get ready with Banetti.